There's a data leak on the T app. If you didn't hear, please delete it immediately, girls. It is not safe. People at Fortune app have unfortunately leaked a lot of people's photos and addresses, even making a map doxing where some of the T users are living. This is breaking news and happened yesterday. The T app was using an insecure server, kind of like the people at Fortune posting innocent people's information online. But the servers were weak. People started hacking them and getting information like photos, addresses, of course, all the information that was given to T, which could be really dangerous if given into the wrong hands. It seems like another thing that was ruined by a man. As this app was made to protect us, the guy who runs it made the app because his mom had a hard time dating growing up and he just wanted to make things a little easier on women. Perhaps he didn't have to make the server that easy to hack, but a beautiful thought process nonetheless. I'm coming on here today to let everyone know to delete their T app ASAP. I know a lot of people on this app that follow me and engage in my videos are a part of it. This is something that everyone needs to know. Tell your girlfriends, tell everyone.
Stop. Hey.
All right, let me see if I can make sense of this. You voluntarily gave up your personal information, your name, your address, and your photos to join an app that was designed specifically to target men and bash their names, and it's somehow our fault that there was a data breach? I mean, what's the matter, woman? Were Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram not big enough of a freaking platform for you? I mean, how many modern women have exposed private text messages, photos, as well as names of social media with the implicit purpose of doxing a guy in the name of societal progress? Now, for the record, I do not endorse doxing of any kind, but at the same time, we've seen major banks and credit bureaus get hacked and leaked out personal information, so what in the hell did you think was going to happen? And the only reason why this happened was because you didn't think you had enough safe spaces to endlessly whine about men, and you were willing to sacrifice your privacy for just one more space that you didn't even freaking need. So you know what they say about playing stupid games? Well, here's your stupid prize, woman.
Woo! Hey! Hey!
Do you ever think about how without a period, most men can go years of their life without seeing their own blood? Like, I'm so desensitized to the sight of my own blood. But, I mean, honestly, there's a guy over there. He probably hasn't seen his own blood in years. And I'm gonna go change that.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
If you ask any modern woman about their so-called oppression, all you have to do is point out their period privilege. This woman was so angry that men don't menstruate that she felt the need to just run up to a guy and make him bleed just because he doesn't have to deal with a uterus that he's dead set on never using. Well, I hate to break it to you, sister. What you want to do is called assault and battery, and it can't be justified just because you're on the rag again. But then again, let's be real here. When the hell are you not?
Well, I'm sorry, Wendy, but I just don't trust anything that bleeds for 5 days and doesn't die.
My controversial hot take, why do people want a husband and kids? Literally, why? And everyone keeps saying, oh, when you're older, you understand when you're older. I'm turning 27 this year, and I've never wanted them less. Like, I'm gonna have no money and no time, and what do I get for it? Like, be annoyed all the time? Like, I don't understand. What's the appeal?
You stupid.
Well, to answer your question, people have been wanting to start families because it's in our DNA and we want to keep the species going. We've been doing it for quite some time now. Well, not anymore anyway. I mean, since you're already preemptively resenting your unborn children. No, I'm not about to bash this woman for not wanting kids. It's her life and she can do whatever the hell she wants with it. But let's just go ahead and use her argument here. This woman has money and time, so what exactly are you doing with it, sister? Yeah, you'll go to Europe and maybe pork Chad whenever he's feeling lazy, but what else? I mean, there's only so many knickknacks your one-bedroom apartment can hold. You'll just keep doing what you're doing, and that's drinking alcohol and watching reality television. And if you ask me, that sounds like a pretty boring and pointless life.
You're boring! You're fucking dull! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind twat waffle!
The straights aren't gonna like this, but woman love woman relationships, they reign supreme. And I only need one example to prove this theory to be true. It was my anniversary yesterday with my partner, and she's like, let's do romantic gifts. I was like, okay. She shows up with a bunch of cassette tapes from the 90s of all the musicians that I've just ever mentioned I liked in my entire life from the 90s. And she sourced them from different locations. I was like, that's gonna be phenomenal decor. She's like, no, honey, I got you a cassette tape player so you can listen to the music while you go on your walks, because I know you like to walk in the morning. And I was like, this is adorable and I love it so much because I love collecting things. And she's like, wait, that's not all. She's a phenomenal musician and has like the most beautiful voice in the entire world. She made me an I love you mix, and she's singing to me songs that remind her of me. Plus at the end is a song that she wrote for me that she's singing to me, and I rest my case.
Congratulations!
Okay, are you ever going to get around to the part where I'm supposed to care about your anniversary presents? What's that? No? Well, of course you're not. And that's because nobody cares. You're bragging about how your girlfriend shelled out $30 at a thrift store to get you some Indigo Girls tapes and a recording of her god-awful music. I mean, if that's what you want to do, then great, you do you, but don't drag us into it. There's plenty of men out there who try to do romantic gestures with their girlfriends, and sometimes the women are grateful. Other times the man gets ripped apart because he either didn't spend enough money, got her the wrong thing, or because patriarchy is always to blame in situations like this. It doesn't make your relationship superior. It just proves that your girlfriend is a cheapskate who's trying to make it as a failed musician. So yeah, good for you, sweetheart. Nobody freaking cares.
Yeah, that checks out. That sounds about right.
I'm very much child-free by choice. I actually got sterilized a couple of months ago, and so I want to add something to the conversation of why child-free people want more child-free places, and it's because parents just simply don't know how to act sometimes. I set up this gorgeous little high tea moment with 3 of my other content creator besties today in Austin. The bakery is called Rochelle's. It is on the east side of Austin. Absolutely phenomenal service and quality of their pastries and tea, amazing. If you're looking for a place, go there. Anyway, we're sitting there, we're kikiing, we're having a great time. And there are other people coming in and out of the bakery, you know, ordering coffees and pastries and stuff. Family walks in with probably what is a 2.5-year-old child. And within seconds of walking in, she vomits everywhere. Instead of like picking her up to take her outside, the mom slowly leads her by the hand to the door, and the little girl, she spews vomit all over the door and the floor. Then they left. No, they didn't clean up first. They left the employees of this beautiful French bakery to clean up their child's vomit. And that is why many of us are advocating for more child-free spaces. It's not about the kids, it's about the parents who don't know how to act.
What?
All right, that's an interesting idea. Because some kid did the Technicolor yawn in a pastry shop, that's grounds to segregate people with children from people without them, huh? A place that is completely separate from the places where you want to hang out, but it also has to be equal in terms of quality. Separate but equal. Huh. Where have I heard that one before? Oh, hell, I don't know. It was probably on CNN or something, but that's not the point now, is it? The point is that you're condemning a mother for calmly escorting her child out of a building because she was feeling sick and she didn't want to stop to clean up the mess. You woman, you've never worked in the service industry now, have you? Because the second someone pukes, it's now a biohazard and there are strict procedures that need to be followed by the staff in order to contain it. Because if they don't, it becomes a health and safety issue. So what exactly was that mother supposed to do? Abandon her kid and run to the back and grab a mop? And here I was thinking that cleaning was patriarchy. Kids get sick, woman. It's been known to freaking happen. And that's not going to change just because you want to be left to kiki with your childless girl besties. I would tell you to grow up, but we all know that's not a possibility.
That's funny because it's so true.
What Men Don't Want Women to Know. That's a book that every single one of you should be reading. I was watching a TikToker once and she said, oh, does anybody else's husband do this? My husband just randomly calls me in the middle of the day around lunch and he'll just ask to see what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh, nothing much. And then I kind of go tell him about my day. And then he's like, oh, okay, I gotta go, and rushes me off the phone. Babe, he just had another woman come service him. And he's calling to see if you're onto him. He's calling to test the waters, to test the temperature, to see how you're going to react. And if you react fine, he's like, whew, I got away with it. And he makes a mental note of how to do that very same thing and get away with it again.
We've got a conspiracy here. Conspiracy! There's conspirers conspiring in a conspiracy. Conspiracy!
Well, darn it. It looks like the cat's out of the bag, gentlemen and gents. She caught us yet again. I mean, there could be no other reason why a man would ever want to call up his woman in the middle of the workday. I mean, we did such a good job keeping it a secret, too, but that blasted book just ruined everything, dagnabbit. Now, I'm not about to say this isn't possible. I mean, there are plenty of men out there who are bastards, but to accuse all of us of infidelity just because we're checking in on the woman we care about is not only inappropriate, it's also kind of insulting. I mean, you've set it up so that no matter the situation, you are always the one being oppressed. If he calls you in the middle of the day to check in, then he's doing it because he's trying to make sure the coast is clear so he can pork some random broad. But if he doesn't check in with you, then that's because he's too busy porking that other broad. The problem isn't men. The problem is that you have chosen the worst possible men and it's left you incapable of trusting anybody. Well, rest assured, sweetheart, that feeling, yeah, it's rather mutual.
If a man texts you in the middle of the night and he's away on a trip, 3 a.m., oh, babe, I love you, I can't wait to get married. Oh, babe, I love you, I can't wait to whatever when we get home. That's because he's just committed a treacherous act. And he feels guilty, so he's trying to close the gap between his guilt and making sure you still love him. You have to pay attention to these little nuances because it's really not what you think. And once you read this book, you get into the mind of men. You understand how they operate. You understand what they're trying to get away with and what signs to look for. And then you're not so naive when you wake up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, this happened to me.
Emotional damage.
Woman, you read a book and all of a sudden that makes you an expert? Now, I know what you're going to say. The book was written by a man, so therefore it's representative of all men. But you're forgetting something, sister. Men have this ability that modern women lack. It's called independent thought. We don't operate on a hive mind of victim-based paranoid delusional insanity. We don't have time for that nonsense. Most of us aren't plotting and scheming ways to hurt you. I mean, there's really no point. You insist on doing that to yourself every chance you get. So if we are going to plot something, it's going to be a lightning strike, crackerjack timed battle plan to destroy the vampires if they ever try to invade our territory. And when you're doing something that time consuming, there's nothing left for you, sweetheart. And that's why the fine members of the bounty board are going to be left as the safest folks if Vampire Ged never strikes within our borders. These dudes know the score and they aren't going to let those suckheads anywhere near our fortifications, and that's what makes them so kick-ass. All hail! And if you're interested in supporting the channel, check out the Bounty Board over on Patreon, where $5 a month gets you access to exclusive content you're not going to find on YouTube. The link's in the pinned comment down below if you want to check it out.
Let me tell you a story of what it's like being a woman in the US. Just about an hour ago, I had a company come over to my property to give me an estimate to take down some trees. Now, the gentleman who showed up was in his late 70s, and he had been to my property 3 years ago to take down some other trees. And he saw me and my partner, who's also a woman, and said to us, I cannot believe the two of you are still here. I cannot believe you have made it here 3 years. 2 women living out on a giant property in this rural community. How could you do it?
Well, what did the police say?
Well, it sounds to me like he was giving you a compliment. Generally speaking, the pastoral lifestyle requires a fair amount of physical strength, and 2 women living on a gigantic property isn't all that common. He was commending you for your ability to maintain this property for 3 years without significant help from men. It wasn't oppression, and it doesn't show how hard you have it in God's America. All it shows is how ignorant you are, and it really goes to show that you have way more privilege than you deserve, sister. I mean, think about it. You're living in a rural community, and this is the only thing you have to complain about. Some guy who made an innocuous comment has left you so triggered that you felt the need to bitch about oppression when you've never known oppression a single day in your freaking life. You have no idea how good you have it, darling, but that's not surprising. If you're not constantly talking about oppression, then you have absolutely nothing to talk about now, do you?
I mean, he looked me square in the face and said that he expected us to fail. Just like that. Because that's how he grew up. That's what he was raised to believe, that women are less than, or women are incompetent, or women can't do things for themselves. But yet, here we are, 3 years later, making it work. And for what it's worth, my partner has taken down tons of trees on our property, but these specific ones are really big, and we need to call in some help.
You go, girl! You get it, girl! You hear that? You got it, girl!
Lady, you need to grow up. This guy was not saying that you were incompetent, and he wasn't saying that you were less than anything. Men can do things that women can't, and there are things that women can do that men can't. That is not oppression. That's 3rd grade biology. He was commending you for your ability to adapt to a new lifestyle that typically relies on men to get the backbreaking labor done. And here I was thinking that's what you wanted. I thought you wanted the recognition for every single minute thing you've ever done with your life. And the second you get it, you feel like the most mature and rational thing to do is to turn turn around and drag the name of an elderly man through the mud just because he didn't tell you what you wanted to hear in the right way. Well, that's just fine, sweetheart. So let me give you some recognition for living on a rural property and maintaining it yourself. Hope you like it, sweetheart, because you sure as hell earned it.
I hated that so much.
Guys, you don't have to shoot your shot at every single woman you come in contact with, and you also don't have to speak on every woman you find attractive. Like, when we walk by, you don't have to say anything. Just keep it to yourself. And also, if you do start up a conversation, and in that conversation you guys find out you're not compatible, why are you still asking for my number? Why? This guy came up to me the other day as I was leaving my Pilates class, and he was asking me about like the class or whatever, and I'm not a rude person, so I was talking to him about it. For reference, the guy was overweight, older, fat, bald, like whatever, smoking. And in the conversation, I was telling him how health and fitness are like my #1 priorities in life and everything like that. So at the end of the conversation, instead of just leaving it be, he asked for my number. Like, sir, at what point in this conversation did you go, yep, me and her are compatible, we're a match, I'm gonna ask for her number? Like, fuck off. It's really exhausting, and it's almost like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like, we're just tired of it.
Oh, poor you.
Break out your notebooks, gentlemen and gents. If we walk up to a woman and shoot our shot, then we're pestering her and we should just leave her alone. But we also need to let her know where all the good men are hiding so she can desperately find a guy once she realizes she only has about 20 minutes left to get impregnated. We're supposed to shoot our shots in the right way, and we're also supposed to never approach them because apparently doing so will make her so tired that she's gonna get a little cranky. There are rules within rules that are so ambiguous that we're just supposed to magically know the time and conditions where it's supposed to be appropriate to talk to you, but then they're so obvious that you can't even put them into words. You've rigged the game so that it's impossible to approach you, and then you still find a reason to complain when men try to navigate the minefield that you created. So fine, you win, sister. You don't want us talking to you? Then you got it. Just don't come bitching to us when you're 30 and you can't find a good man, because we're giving you exactly what you want, sister, and as far as we're concerned, you don't even exist anymore. You're welcome, sweetheart. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button, ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, and be sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you once again for checking out the new video, gentlemen and gents, and until next time, peace out, homies.